3D software. One is free, open source, and was rescued from bankruptcy by fans who crowdfunded €100,000 to buy it back. One killed its perpetual licenses in 2019 after charging loyal customers $3,695 per seat, and one is required for 90% of Hollywood visual effects jobs, and its parent company raised subscription prices 27% over the last decade, while the software barely improved. Blender, Cinema 4D, Maya. The 3D industry runs on 2 subscription traps and 1 free tool that keeps getting better. Sounds like something worth investigating, right? I went through the studio pipelines, the pricing histories, and the artist communities for all 3, and that's when I started getting suspicious. Let's break it down. Quick context: Blender was created in 1995 in the Netherlands as an in-house animation tool. When the company went bankrupt, the community crowdfunded €100,000 to buy the source code and make it open source. That was 2002. Since then, the Blender Foundation has developed it as a non-profit. Completely free, no paid tiers, no premium features, 4 million active users. Cinema 4D was created in 1990 by Maxon in Germany. Industry standard for motion graphics and broadcast design. Tight After Effects integration, known for being the easiest 3D software to learn. Subscription only since 2019. Maya was created in 1998 and Autodesk bought it in 2005. Industry standard for film, visual effects, and game development. 90% or more of Hollywood visual effects studios use Maya. Subscription only since 2016. 3 tools, 1 costs nothing, 2 cost thousands per year. The professional landscape is built around the expensive ones. Let's start with Blender. Blender shouldn't exist. A free open source application that competes with software costing thousands per year shouldn't be this good, but it is. Modeling, sculpting, texturing, animation, rigging, visual effects, compositing, motion graphics through geometry nodes, 2D animation through grease pencil, video editing, all included, all free. No artificial limitations, no crippled features. The Cycles Path Tracer produces photorealistic renders. EV handles real-time rendering. Both are included. Both are professional grade. Development pace is relentless. Quarterly releases with genuine features. Not incremental polish marketed as innovation. Real capabilities that change workflows. The Blender Foundation publishes its finances annually. Corporate sponsors include Epic, AMD, Nvidia, and Apple. The funding model is transparent. Netflix uses Blender for pre-visualization. Ubisoft uses it. Marvel has used it in pre-production. Studios are integrating Blender into their pipelines, not as a curiosity, but as a practical tool. The limitation is professional adoption. Despite everything Blender can do, most film and visual effects studios still require Maya. Job listings still specify Maya. The industry pipeline was built around Autodesk decades ago, and rebuilding that infrastructure takes time. And Blender's interface is different. Keyboard shortcuts, navigation, terminology, everything follows its own conventions. Artists switching from Maya or Cinema 4D describe the transition as painful. Muscle memory built over years has to be rebuilt from scratch. But those are transition barriers, not capability barriers. Blender doesn't do less. It does things differently. Now Cinema 4D. Cinema 4D occupies a specific niche extremely well. Motion graphics, broadcast design, After Effects integration. If you work in those areas, Cinema 4D is the standard. The MoGraph module is legendary. Cloners, effectors, dynamics, tools specifically designed for the kind of animated graphics you see on ESPN, CNN, and in advertising. No other 3D software handles motion design as elegantly. The learning curve is genuinely gentle compared to Maya and Blender. Beginners can produce usable work within weeks. The interface is intuitive. Tools behave predictably. For artists who need 3D capability without committing years to mastering complex software, Cinema 4D is the most approachable option. But the pricing history tells a story. Perpetual licenses were killed in 2019. Users who had paid $3,695 for permanent ownership were forced into annual subscriptions. Maxon's messaging was blunt. Subscribe or lose access to updates. Maxon is owned by the Nemetschek Group, a German corporate conglomerate. When they acquired the Redshift renderer in 2019, it was vertical integration. Buy the competition, bundle it into your ecosystem, make users dependent on your platform. Development pace has slowed compared to Blender. Cinema 4D releases feel incremental. Blender ships major features quarterly. For the subscription price Maxon charges, the rate of innovation doesn't match. And the fundamental question persists. Blender handles 90% of what Cinema 4D does. For free. The 10% that Cinema 4D does better is MoGraph and After Effects integration. Whether that 10% justifies the annual cost depends entirely on your specific workflow. Now Maya. Maya is the clearest example in this entire series of a monopoly sustained by inertia rather than merit. The software is the industry standard. Over 90% of Hollywood visual effects studios require it. Pixar films, Marvel films, Avatar, Game of Thrones, AAA game studios. Maya is embedded in the professional infrastructure at a level that's genuinely difficult to replace. Character rigging and animation tools are where Maya technically excels. Rigging toolsets, animation layers, character TD workflows. For complex character work at scale, Maya's tools are deeper than Blender's current offering. But the experience of using Maya is notorious. Crashes, viewport lag, mesh animation system instability, features bundled that most users never touch. Arnold renderer included despite most studios using Redshift or V-Ray separately. The software feels bloated with legacy systems rather than streamlined for modern work. And Autodesk's pricing practices are among the most aggressive in creative software. Perpetual licenses killed in 2016, users who paid $3,675 for permanent ownership forced into subscriptions. Prices raised 27% between 2016 and 2025. Maya LT, the cheaper tier, was discontinued in 2024, forcing all users to full price. Students get Maya free. That's not generosity, that's strategy. Lock students into the Maya workflow during education, charge them $2,820 per year after graduation. The pipeline depends on institutional muscle memory. In 2022, Autodesk attempted blockchain integration, universally hated, quietly abandoned. Lovely. Right, so here's where I land. Blender is the answer for anyone not locked into an existing studio pipeline. Free, full-featured, actively developed, transparent funding, growing industry adoption. If you're a student, hobbyist, freelancer, or indie studio, Blender gives you everything Cinema 4D and Maya charge thousands for, at zero cost. Cinema 4D is for motion designers who need MoGraph tools and After Effects. Integration. If your career is broadcast graphics and advertising animation, Cinema 4D's specific toolset justifies the subscription. For everyone else, Blender handles the work without the annual fee. Maya is for professionals whose employers require it. That's the only honest recommendation. If you work in Hollywood visual effects or AAA game development, Maya is mandatory, not because it's the best tool, because the infrastructure demands it. Autodesk knows this. Their pricing reflects it. The 3D industry is slowly shifting. Studios are adding Blender to their pipelines. Job listings increasingly mention Blender alongside Maya. The generation learning 3D today is learning on free software. The next decade will look different from the last one. Every choice is a trade-off. At least now you know what you're trading.